Our last morning forest walk before I leave my bears for 4 days. I wish they could fit in my suitcase.
Made the trip down to Toronto and took the train into the airport. For those that are new
to this lifestyle and traveling, a couple of tips from a seasoned pro. Number one is if you are flying within the same country, you can bring food with you. So this morning before I left for the airport, I took the pre-cooked chicken that I had done and cut it up and then air fried it. So I brought about 350 grams of chicken, and then I had some celery and cucumber that would not be good when I got home. So I brought those as my snacks to have between now and when I get to Calgary. So there is no need for airport food or airplane food. I am going to be full between now and when we land. The second thing is you can bring an empty water bottle with you through security and then fill it up on the other side so you don't have to pay $5 for a bottle of water.
Haven't been on a plane since January 2019, but nothing's really changed. Did some client check-ins at the gate, and then it was time for boarding. I got a window seat, which I love. Got to watch the planes ahead of us take off, and then it was our turn. See you later in Ontario. Be back in a couple days. On the flight, I purchased the Wi-Fi to get some more work done, but it was atrocious, and I couldn't watch or send client videos or do any programming, so I spent most of the time looking out the window and listening to downloaded podcasts. 4.5 hours later, we made it to Calgary, and my girlfriend V, who I was staying with, picked me up at the airport. We drove into the city, and one of our first stops was Walmart to get some groceries for the weekend. I bought Black Forest ham, Lilydale turkey, raw chicken thighs, potatoes, green beans, cucumbers, kiwis, clementines, blueberries, strawberries, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and Skinny Pop popcorn. Hit up the grocery store to stock up on some food. We got some air fried chicken and potatoes going down, and sun is also going down. On day 2, we woke up, had some breakfast, and took the +15 indoor path from V's condo to World Gym downtown Calgary to get a leg day in. I'm always a little nervous walking into a new gym environment, but found the equipment that I needed and got to work. I had to modify a few of my exercises, but one of the ones I was able to progress on that was in my actual program were the dumbbell RDLs. Started with a warm-up of 85 pounds and then did 4 working sets with the 105s, which felt pretty fucking badass. And I definitely turned some heads in the gym with the weight that I was lifting. Of course, had to test out the change room lighting with an upper body flex, even though it was a lower body day.
Workout is done. Hit some personal bests on my dumbbell RDLs, 210 pounds. And now I'm enjoying some post-workout carbs, eating a clementine on the way back to V's place, and then we're gonna eat some food and go to the mountains.
So let's make it hot, hot.
We've made it to Canmore, and whenever I book a place to stay, aka an Airbnb, we make sure there is a fridge and something to heat food with, but I have brought all of my food for essentially the next 36 hours, all pre-planned ahead of time in my Fitness Pal to hit my macros ±5 grams. That way it also saves a lot of money because mountain towns typically are pretty expensive, and it makes sure that everything is digestion friendly, so when I'm hiking up a mountain, I can feel good. So for protein for the next 36 hours, I got some Lilydale turkey because they sell this outside of Costco too, some Black Forest ham, and then I have some air fried chicken thighs for my dinner tonight that I made back in Calgary. For some easy carbs, we have some Skinny Pop, some kiwis. These are golden kiwis, so you eat the skin, you essentially just eat it like an apple, some clementines, and some cucumbers for the late night hunger because it's high volume. I'll give you a tour of our room. It is a king bed and a balcony that looks out to mountains. Once we dropped our stuff, we headed to Banff to do some exploring for the evening.
We found goats. Look at all the goat butts and the baby goat. This one just keeps staring at me like, what are you? Goats. 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 Oh, the baby goats. Oh. The baby goats. The little baby goat. The little baby goat. And it's licking the rocks. Yeah. Oh, look at the baby. Fighting. Look at the goats. Goats.
Okay. Ooh. You know what? We're gonna go for the safer route of a headstand.
Yes. Yes. Ta-da. Ta-da.
So V is stopping for some dinner. I have mine back at the hotel, but for now it's a Diet Coke and really, really pretty mountain views.
After dinner, we walked around downtown Banff, enjoying the beautiful mountain and river views, and went into a couple of the shops. And then we drove to Bow Falls. The glacier water made the air significantly colder than the other areas. We went for a scenic drive around the Banff golf course, which is right at the base of Mount Rundle, and we managed to find some elk that were just out chilling on the golf course. So both goats and elk in one day, pretty cool. There was a herd of, I'd say, like 15 of them, but the rest were tucked away in the forest. Then we drove back to Canmore.
Back at the Airbnb for the night. Time to get a final meal in me and then rest up because we got a busy day tomorrow. Didn't get the greatest sleep last night. The bed was hard and there was no air conditioning, so I woke up in the middle of the night just like covered in my own sweat. But I'm now sitting on our balcony doing some client check-ins with the best view.
For day 3, we had a big mountain summit hike planned that would have taken us about 7 hours, but with the poor sleep and us not feeling 100%, we opted for a less strenuous hike, traveling about 45 minutes north to Johnson Canyon. Johnson Canyon has upper and lower falls, but the entire hike there and back is along a flowing river that has carved out a beautiful valley over the years. Highly recommend making a stop here if you're in the area. Of course, I had to rep LadyTheFUp along the way. The color of the water was so blue, and with the sun shining, it just made it that much more beautiful. We made it to the lower falls, and to get the best view, you had to walk through a cave to a lookout where you got quite misted. And we were able to catch a rainbow on our way out as we made the hike towards the upper falls. The elevation of the hike wasn't too bad, and the paths were really well maintained, with fences preventing you from going off the trail. It was quite a line to get to see Upper Falls, but it was totally worth the wait. The entire time I had TLC's "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls" stuck in my head, because F you TLC, I will go and chase all the waterfalls. And again, we were blessed with another beautiful waterfall rainbow. So dreamy. Then we turned around and made the trek back to the car, had some car snacks, and started the 2-hour drive back to Calgary because we only had the Airbnb for the one night. Plus, I still had some client check-ins to do, and with the time change, I didn't want to get back to my ladies too late at night. Overall, a great 24 hours in the mountain, and it made me realize I need to come back more often.
And we're back. Started my client check-ins this morning with a view of the mountains, and I am finishing them with a view from the 56th floor, downtown Calgary, looking out at the airport and all the surrounding suburbia, and Alberta is beautiful.
After check-ins were done, we went for about an hour walk along the Bow River downtown Calgary to get some extra steps and movement in for the day. Came back to the condo, had some dinner, and called it a night.
So this has been the accurate representation of the past 24 hours or so. So we got back from the mountains, and while I was out there, I was sneezing quite a bit, but I was in a new environment. There's different pollens out there. But nope, this is a full-blown, some sort of sinusy something. Did not get a good night's sleep last night. It was very broken, mainly because I couldn't breathe through my nose. Woke up and my whoop was at a very low red recovery, and my resting heart rate, which is normally somewhere between like high 40s, low 50s, is up at 72, and my HRV is way down there. So your girl is sick and it sucks. So we've had a very chill, low-key day, and I have napped on and off all day, and V is amazing, and she is currently heading out to the drugstore to pick up some stuff, so hopefully I can sleep tonight and then not have as severe symptoms when I fly home tomorrow, because being sick sucks, but being sick on a plane is also no fun. Tried to eat this morning, and it just came back up. but I had some turkey, and then V made this like Venezuelan corn tortilla for me, and it seems to be staying down, so that's a good thing, but not the way I wanted to spend this second half of my trip. Feeling way more human this morning, still congested, but got a decent night's sleep. Have a yellow Whoop recovery instead of a red, and I truly believe that is because I chose to take a full rest and recovery day. So now we are out going for a walk around Calgary, getting some fresh air before I pack up my things and we head to the airport.
And just like that, it was time to head home. Got to the airport, got myself situated at a restaurant near the gate, so I had a table to do client check-ins, boarded the plane, got another window seat, this time at the very back of the plane, chose not to buy the onboard Wi-Fi this time, and instead spent the majority of the flight editing this video while everything was still fresh in my mind. Had just the right amount of food from day one's grocery shop left over, so I had beans and cucumber to snack on for the flight home. With the time change, we got into Toronto around 8:15 p.m., then waited for a gate for about 30 minutes, and then being at the very back of the plane, it took about another 30 minutes for everyone to get off ahead of us, and then got back to the train and made the trip home.
So got home very late last night, around 11:15. Had some car troubles on the way from Toronto to Barrie as well, where I had to pull over on the side of the highway because my car was overheating. So we're going to get that looked into. Came home to the best welcome from the bears that I could ask for. I missed them, they missed me, and then spent about 11 and a half hours in bed. Whoop showed that it was 9 hours and 38 minutes of sleep, so definitely needed that, and woke up with a green recovery. So walking the bears in the forest, going to hit the gym and tackle a leg day today and lift some heavy shit. So going back, Saturday was a full rest day where I had planned it because we were going up to hike through the mountains. Sunday was supposed to be a training day, but decided to take a full rest day, and like literally I think I got maybe 100 steps in that day, going from like the bed to the kitchen to the bathroom, if that. And I think that full recovery day allowed me to recover quicker. Yesterday was a full travel day, so I have not trained for 3 days, and I think that that will help with the strength getting back into the gym today, despite still being a little congested. Also, on this trip out west, I think I have found my next goal. And it's a goal that genuinely excites me. It is performance-based. It's going to require strength and endurance and agility and something that I can train for. So I'm very excited. I'm not going to tell you what it is because there's a lot of things up in the air, but I have a direction that I am moving in and I am excited for it.